Hello, my friends. Let's start with the fact that strikes on Russian territory are continuing. Last night, drones attacked the Kamyansky district in the Voronezh region. The governor stated that around 5 drones carried out an attack in the area. Additional strikes were reported on the Efko food industry plant in the Belgorod region. There were also reports of air defense activity in the Kaluga region, but so far no hits have been confirmed there. Of course, the Russians are also continuing the shelling of Ukrainian territory. Air defense systems were active in Kyiv, and 2 missiles were launched toward Konotop and Preluka. Overall, the fight in the air continues. Meanwhile, Biden's advisor stated that Ukraine needs to enhance mobilization efforts to stop Russian advances. Ukraine must strengthen its mobilization. The problems at the front are due to a lack of manpower, not weapons, said Sullivan, responding to questions about whether providing new types of weapons, tanks, missiles, or aircraft earlier would have had a greater effect. Sullivan said, "We gave them tanks, F-16s, HIMARS, and Patriots. Have we seen a significant difference on the battlefield? In this fight, no single weapon system is decisive. It's about manpower, and in our view, Ukraine needs to do more to bolster its front lines in terms of the number of forces they have on the front," Biden's advisor emphasized. At the same time, members of the European Parliament gave a standing ovation to Zelensky on the 1000th day of the war against Russia.
Thank you.
Zelensky stated that everyone in Europe must understand that there should be no peace negotiations with Moscow.
If anyone in Europe thinks they can sell Moscow, Ukraine, or any other country like the Baltic states or the Balkans, Georgia, Moldova, and gain something in return, let them remember this simple truth. No one can enjoy calm waters amid a storm.
Additionally, when Zelensky presented his 10 points of resilience, he declared that Ukraine will not relinquish its rights to all of its territory. This indicates that even if Trump proposes to end the war along the current front lines, Ukraine will not agree.
We will not give up Ukraine's rights to all of its territory.
Friends, share your thoughts in the comments. Now let's move on to the situation at the border. In activity, and there are no new confirmations of sabotage and reconnaissance groups present in the area. It's possible they have already retreated, but we are awaiting further updates. In the Kursk direction, the Russians continue to shell Sumy, but there are no changes along the front line. No new assaults have been reported either. In the Kharkiv direction, strikes on Kharkiv and the border areas continue unabated, but the Russians are not conducting new assaults along the front line. In Vovchansk, the fighting persists, but there are no shifts in the front line, with all attacks being successfully repelled. In the Kupiansk direction, activity has temporarily decreased as the Russians are undergoing another regrouping, while shelling of Kupiansk continues and preparations for further advances are underway. There have been no changes over the past day. In the Borova direction, Russian forces made notable advances but have since stalled. Currently, the front line remains unchanged with ongoing battles for Zahrizova and Lozova. Southward, all attacks have ceased for now, leaving developments in this area uncertain. In the Crimea direction, the Russians are assaulting Novolyubivka and Zarichne. Despite relentless attacks, there have been no changes along the front line. In the Siversk direction, Russian forces are assaulting Bilogorivka and carrying out Shalin, but the situation remains unchanged. In the Chasiv Yar direction, the situation is worsening. We are gradually losing Chasiv Yar, which puts Kostiantynivka and Drushkivka at significant risk. However, this critical area receives little attention. Currently, Russian troops are regrouping and conducting Shalin with no new changes along the front line. In the Toretsk direction, activity is higher. Russian forces are attempting a direct advance on Sherbynivka, opting for a frontal assault rather than encircling the settlement. A similar tactic is being used in Toretsk itself, where half of the settlement is already under Russian control, but the battles continue. In the Pokrovsk direction, Russian troops are assaulting Myrolyubivka, Promень, Lysivka, Petrivka, Pustinka, and Novoalexeyevka. However, no changes have been reported along the front line. It's evident that the same settlements are being attacked daily alongside constant shelling. This persistent pressure suggests that eventually they might manage to break through fortified areas, enabling further advances. For now, Ukrainian forces are holding the line and successfully countering Russian assaults. In the Kurakhove direction, the situation is the most challenging. Activity here surpasses even that of the Pokrovsk direction, with Russian forces aiming to capture the territory up to Andriivka. The front line is experiencing the highest number of shelling and offensive actions. However, no changes have been recorded over the past day, and Ukrainian forces continue to repel Russian attacks. But reports are emerging that Russian troops are making progress within the city, intensifying concerns. In the Velika Novosilka direction, the Russians are assaulting Rozdolne and Makarivka, attempting to break through near Novodarivka and Rivnopil. Shelling of frontline settlements remains relentless, keeping the situation tense. For now, there have been no new advancements by Russian forces. In the Zaporizhia direction, Russian forces continue to shell Novodarivka and Bilohirya. However, no new offensive actions have been recorded and no changes have occurred over the past day. In the Kherson direction, Russian activity has significantly increased. They are attempting to advance onto the islands and establish a foothold there. Whether they will try to cross to the right bank if successful remains uncertain. Their resources in this area are limited, and developing an offensive on the right bank would require massive reinforcements. It seems likely that these attacks are intended to pin down Ukrainian forces rather than to achieve substantial progress. Overall, we await further developments in this region. And that's all from me. So please don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell to stay updated on all the latest news. Thank you for watching and see you next time. Bye bye.